Hey, Kathy, you got time to talk? I just checked the warehouse area of the company. I noticed that your car was parked there, but a whole bunch of other cars. What's this all about?
Good morning, Laura. Sorry about that. I forgot to tell you about that. I will be borrowing that open space behind the warehouse for 10 days. Just so you know, we're friends from our kids' school, so I figured it was okay. You don't mind, do you? Just 30 cars for 10 days. It's not like you're using the space anyways.
Excuse me? I really don't know what you're talking about. I talked to the office manager who oversees the property. You told him I gave you permission? You got him to open the gate and just drove those cars in. Are you out of your mind? I never gave you permission to do that.
I was planning on getting your permission later on. Anyways, you're the president's wife. I don't see a problem. We are friends after all. Just let me use it for free. Just for 10 days. It's just an empty lot. It's not being used at all. So, what's the problem?
Just because our kids go to the same school doesn't mean you can just bring your cars here and park without permission. And this is a weekday? And you bring 30 cars in here? What's this about anyway?
Well, okay. You know my son. Well, his team won the basketball championship last week. Well, in order to celebrate this victory, we decided on a 10-day trip for all the kids and parents. Since it's almost winter break, it was perfect timing. We plan to take in various basketball games and do a little sightseeing. It will be a blast for sure. The kids deserve it.
What's that got to do with me?
We chartered several buses for the trip, which leaves from City Hall. But during the week, the place is really crowded. The parking area around that place on a work week is just awful and expensive. I have to find a spot for everyone. Like I said, this is a 10-day trip, and everyone has a lot of luggage. You know, the parking fee is highway robbery in my opinion. Then it hit me. I remembered that your company was nearby, and you guys had that open space by the warehouse.
I'm sorry? Are you really being serious? I can't understand your reasoning.
The place is walking distance from City Hall, and besides, you're not using the area anyway. So I figured, our kids go to the same school, and we know each other fairly well, so I was sure you would help us out.
You're way out of line. You can't just leave 30 cars here without even asking me first. And for your information, that area is currently being used. The cargo trucks come in regularly. We need that area to park the trucks and store the cargo. Those trucks are going to be coming and going all week. It'll be full by the end of the day. I can't allow you to park there. It'll disrupt our business.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just close up shop while we're gone? Problem solved. Your place isn't some big corporation. Closing for 10 days or so wouldn't make much difference. And what if it goes bankrupt? Nobody would care.
Huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I really shouldn't have said that. But it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever. Just get those cars off our property right away. This cannot stand. It's business obstruction.
It's too late for that. We're already in the bus and on our way. I'm sorry, but we can't return now. Please just give it up. I mean, it's just for 10 days, for God's sake. We'll be out of your hair in 10 days.
Have you totally lost it? We're not in this business for fun. This is a legitimate business.
Come on, loosen up. It's just 10 days. We'll be back before you know it. Have a little patience. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Your husband's company has connections with the company my husband works at, right? If you even think about getting those cars towed, well, I'll have my husband terminate all accounts with your company.
Huh? Are you threatening me?
Take it however you like. Okay, so make sure those cards aren't moved. See you in 10 days. Hey, Laura. We're back. Wow, what a great trip.
Oh, hello, Kathy. I was counting the days for your return.
Thank you so much for taking care of the cars for such a long time. Really appreciate it. Are you at home now? Nobody seems to be at the office, and the gates are closed. Could you open the gates ASAP? I'll have everyone get the cars out, and we'll be out of your way. Can't be obstructing business any further.
If you want the cars released, you're going to have to pay $40,000.
Huh? $40,000? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the cost for leasing out the space next to our warehouse. Due to the disruption of our business, this unauthorized parking of 30 vehicles in our warehouse area, you are insured for such damages, I hope.
What? You're not serious. Do you expect me to pay? But you allowed us to use that space for free.
I never said I would let you use it free of charge. You and your friends just drove right in and parked. You never even asked for permission. I never once gave you permission. I will have you pay for the damages to our business.
It's just parking. So what's this $40,000? It would have been cheaper to park at City Hall. 10 or 20 bucks a day tops.
Okay, I'll give you a brief summary of what this amount entails. When the delivery trucks came in, we had no place to store the goods, so we had no choice but to use the employee parking area. The employees were forced to park their cars at a nearby parking facility. That cost was $40 a day times 25 cars times 10 days. That's $10,000 right there. In addition, we were forced to lease the space for all the cargo we couldn't fit in the warehouse area. We had to lease a storage area across town, only place we could find at the last minute. So the cost of that storage area, the moving cost and labor cost for moving the stuff, we also had to lease the trucks and the forklifts. But still, we weren't able to fit all of it into the storage area, so there's damages for that. Oh yeah, and the parking cost to our clients. Did I mention the security we had to hire to watch over the stuff in the storage area? The total adds up to $40,000. Because you went ahead and used that area without permission, it put our entire business schedule into turmoil. We ended up having to cover various costs that we would not have encountered if that area was open. That's what it's used for. I expect this amount to be paid ASAP, or the cars stay put.
Huh? How am I going to pay $40,000? I told the other mothers that you would allow us to use that space for free. I can't very well ask them to pay now.
Oh, really? You know what? I contacted the club your son belongs to. They tell me you charged each member $50 per car for permission to park on our property. Is that right?
Oh, well, you know, I was just,
So that's $50 a head, $1,500. Nice. Does that mean you charged them $50 to park here? But then insisted that you park for free? Nice pocket change.
Huh? No, you got it all wrong. I would never sow such a thing. I was going to give all that to you once we got back from the trip.
Then why did you insist I let you use that area for free? I have that line conversation saved. I could send it to you if you'd like.
I was just joking around. Can you even take a joke? Do you really think I would con the other mothers for $1,500? It was all one big joke, that's all.
Oh, really? It was all one big joke, huh?
Of course. Come on, Laura. Do you really think I was serious?
Do you really think you'll be forgiven if you say it's all a joke?
Huh?
If you consider this all a big joke, you're more devious than I realized. With your stupid little joke, you caused this company $40,000 in damages, and I expect you to pay it in full. And that $40,000 is only an estimate and doesn't even come close to how much business we lost in the last 10 days.
It's actually more than $40,000?
Of course. Our business was disrupted for 10 full days. Do you know what that means? Our employees ended up doing overtime because of the schedule change. We spent hours locating a suitable storage site. If you put into consideration the overtime and labor costs, it would be more like $60,000. If we continue like this for any longer, we would have gone bankrupt. So, I'll ask you again. Did you seriously do this as a joke? You were planning on bankrupting our company as a joke. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. I didn't mean it like that. That was never my intention.
If you, Kathy, have no intention of paying, I will draw up an invoice to your husband's company. Is that okay with you? You did say if I didn't allow you to use the space, you would get your husband to terminate our account. Do you remember that? Because you said that, I have no choice but to conclude that your husband's company is a party to all of this.
No, please. I didn't mean that. My husband's company had nothing to do with this. Please leave him out of it.
But you threatened me. You said you would get your husband to terminate our account with them. And now you say he has nothing to do with this? Now, I could laugh at that joke.
Really, it's no joke. This is not a joke. I'm sorry. Please, calm down. I'll pay. Okay, I'll pay. I will do something about it. I'll pay. So, could you please open the gates and get the cars out? The other mothers and their kids want to get home, so please.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like I said, if you want the cars released, you must first pay up. I don't trust you, to be honest. You may just up and run.
How could you do that? It's like you don't trust me at all. Besides, our kids go to the same school. I consider you a friend.
Do you really think I trust you after what you pulled? I feel sorry for the other mothers, but I can't open those gates until you pay for damages.
Please, you can't do this. What am I going to do? What do I tell the other mothers? Everyone has a load of luggage. What do I tell them? Please, open the gates. Please.
When I was frantically asking you to stop, you completely ignored me. Don't you think you're being a little selfish? You almost ruined our company.
I'm sorry. I was in the wrong. Please forgive me. I promise I will pay for the damages. Just let me get the cars out.
I'm sorry, no can do. Call a cab for the others, they'll be okay. I have an early morning tomorrow, so I better get going. Goodbye.
Please wait. Don't leave me hanging. Please.
Sorry. Good night. The next morning, Kathy and her husband arrived at our office. They both profusely apologized for the harm they caused and for using the space without permission. The mothers were furious at Kathy for lying to them and was forced to pay the taxi fees for everyone. As for the $40,000 that I was demanding, the amount was way over what she could pay on the spot, so Kathy apparently confessed everything to her husband and asked him to pay the damages. Her husband made her promise she would never do something like this again and agreed to pay the damages and, in addition, compensation on her behalf. I brought along our company lawyer who drew up all the necessary papers. With the legal papers in hand, they were allowed to finally remove the cars from our property and back to their owners. As of Kathy, we didn't want to traumatize her kid with this unfortunate incident, so all involved decided to keep the whole affair confidential. We agreed to explain to the other mothers that it was all a misunderstanding, that I had mistaken the day when the cars would be parked. After a while, our business finally got back on track. What a relief. For a while there, I thought we would go bankrupt. As appreciation for all the hard work my employees put in during this time of crisis, I included a hefty year-end bonus to all employees. Oh, and I increased the security around our warehouse and adjoining spaces so such incidents never occur again.